anything.
Talk about them.
You just fire away.
Just start away and see where it goes. Right, here we go. Let me just put that down so it really tells well, I'll just start and see where it takes us. Just in general, health and vitality are my passion. I believe that anybody can live a very long and incredibly healthy life, but there are some key components that you need to do to allow yourself to have that health and vitality. Most people are very toxic. They have lots of poisons in their body. They eat nutritionally deficient food, and then eventually the body has a healing crisis, and then you'll end up with cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and different things. And these are all degenerative lifestyle diseases, and these can be completely avoided and in a lot of cases reversed. So what you need to do is that you need to cleanse your body. You need to take out all the poisons and different things. So one of the things that I did last year was I cleansed my liver. It takes 7 days to clean your liver, and when you clean your liver effectively, your immune system will function much better. It'll get rid of all the poisons, the old pharmaceutical drugs, and all the nasty substances that you put in your body over the years. To clean your liver, you have to drink apple juice for 6 days in a row, which then allows the stones in your gallbladder to soften. And what happens is the apple juice has malic acid in it, and the malic acid will soften the stones. Then you'll drink Epsom salts on the 6th day. When you do that, it dilates the hepatic ducts in your hepatic ducts in your gallbladder and your liver. Then when you drink olive oil on the 6th day, before you drink the olive oil, you'd go and get a colonic. And when you get a colonic, then it clears the bowels so as you can get rid of the bowels completely unobstructed. Then when you drink the olive oil, your body has this massive flush of bile, and what happens is your body produces loads of bile and just goes like, it blows all this bile out, which then cleans the stones out of your gallbladder and out of your liver. And last year, I ended up getting something like, I would say, 200 pea-sized stones out of my liver and gallbladder. Then this year after Christmas again, I did it again, and I was able to get probably about 5% of what I got. So I knew then my liver was pretty clean. Things like cancer, what happens is that people then put lots of pharmaceutical drugs, they put lots of environmental toxins into their body, electromagnetic radiation from your Wi-Fi, your mobile phones, bedside lamps, all those have a profound negative impact on your body. So what you want to do is you want to reduce your exposure to those. So if you have a mobile phone, take it out of your pocket, put it on the table or keep it in your bag, and don't ever use it like up at your ear, because if you do, what happens is you're just going to end up cooking your brain or giving yourself the possibility of a brain tumour.
Scary.
And I had a friend, seriously, I had a friend of mine, my best friend, he was younger than me, and he ended up dying of parietal cancer, where he basically got a tumour, and I think it was down to mobile phone use. And this stuff here, it's like I still use a mobile phone, but when I'm doing anything, I take it and I set it down. I don't carry it in my pocket unless I have to. I always use it loudspeaker. At night, when I go to bed, I always turn my Wi-Fi off. If you have a bedside lamp within 2 meters of your head, even though it's switched off, it's still emitting electromagnetic radiation.
Wow.
Now, the other thing as well is that, especially, we'll say we're all women here, so the other thing as well is about breast cancer. Most women, are terrified about getting breast cancer. And if you want to reduce your risk of breast cancer by at least 90%, stop wearing nylon bras and try and use 100% organic cotton bras. Preferably, if you can, it would be better if you didn't wear a bra at all, but in many cases that wouldn't be appropriate. So when you get home, if you can, take your bra off, because what happens is that women, they wear bras, then they use things like antiperspirants and deodorants. So when your body wants to eliminate toxins, it'll do it through your bowels, through your urine, through your breath, and through your skin. And so when you sweat and your body cannot get rid of the toxins out of the body, those toxins then start accumulating in the lymph nodes and in your breast tissue. So when your breasts don't move, plus their escape routes to the toxins are blocked, eventually you put more and more demand in your body. So one of the things that's really good is if you can, don't wear antiperspirant lotions or deodorants. If you can, as soon as you go home, try and take your bra off whenever it's appropriate to do that. And if you can, whenever you get the opportunity, try and massage your breasts so any toxins and stuff can be mobilised into the bloodstream and taken away. The other thing as well is the average woman wears 550 chemicals on her body every day. And most of those chemicals are either carcinogenic or tetragenic, which means it'll harm the unborn child. And the thing is that most mainstream products all contain these cancer-causing chemicals, and there are a few companies that do sell stuff that's completely natural. And one of my criteria for anything you put in your skin is that if you can't eat it, it doesn't belong in your skin, because your body absorbs toxins and poisons through your skin. So anything, you'll see smokers that'll put nicotine patches on their body, and they'll get their nicotine through their skin. And if you took, I don't know how many it would take, but if you took several boxes of nicotine patches and stuck it in somebody's body, that would be enough to probably kill them or to put them into some sort of toxic shock. So what you need to do is to try and eliminate or reduce your exposure to these chemicals as much as possible. And I know for women, I mean, I've sisters, and they find it really difficult finding stuff that isn't commercially produced and has all these different things in it. But again, women are always wanting to look younger and more alive. One of the things, the thing about beauty is, it is an inside job. You need to heal yourself and make yourself look beautiful from the inside out. What most people do is they put cancer-causing, harmful, harsh creams on their skin. And you'll see these women, especially when they get older, and they think, oh, my skin's so dry, I need to put my cream on, And that cream, if they stop using it for a couple of days, their skin turns to leather. That's because their face has been chemically burned by the chemicals that they've used for over years. And the best way if you want to have incredible, radiant, glowing skin is to take high quality oils, like omega-3 oils and omega-3 and 6s, and have those so that your body then oozes them out through your pores and you have this really healthy, vibrant skin. The other thing as well is that your body needs adequate amounts of water every day. Most people are chronically dehydrated and don't have anywhere near enough water in their bodies. So your skin is the last place that the hydration or the moisture will go to. So if your skin's really dry, and I'm looking at certain people here, and some people look like they don't drink any water whatsoever at all. And that, to me, if you want to give yourself that youthfulness, that vitality, that energy, even drinking water about at your weight, I would say at least 2 litres of water a day, every day, and that will allow your kidneys to eliminate toxins properly. It'll allow proper cellular communication. It'll improve your skin, it'll improve your joints, and it'll improve your flexibility and your overall health and vitality. Other things that you need to do, especially women, a lot of women get osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a completely preventable and in a lot of cases a reversible disease. What happens, especially if anybody in here have children? Right, so if you have children and your body doesn't have enough calcium or enough nutrients in the body, your body's going to get robbed from it by the child, and it's going to suck the calcium out of your bones to give it to the child. And so women, a lot of times, their bodies are compromised. But if you want to prevent and reverse osteoporosis, you need to you do need calcium in your body, but most people are more magnesium deficient than they are calcium deficient. But the worst way to get calcium into your body is through dairy products or milk or calcium supplements. You're going to get it in lots of natural vegetables and stuff like that. But the problem is when you take calcium supplements, a lot of them are just a chalk, or especially in the case of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is an inorganic form of calcium that your body cannot absorb. And what happens is it ends up causing calcification of the joints. So if you want to increase your bone density, the best way to do that is to do load-bearing exercises. So what you want to do is you want to lift as heavy a weight as you possibly can. So if you can lift a weight 8 times and then your muscles fatigue and you can't lift any more, that would be the maximum. Then drop it a weight and then push 6 reps with that, and then drop it 1 more and then push another 6 reps with that. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're going to increase your bone density. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with Hippocrates Health Institute in Florida. So in Florida, they have the highest rate of people healing people from incurable diseases, people that have osteoporosis, diabetes, heart disease, cancers and stuff like that, and people that say, or even have stage 4 cancer, they've been told by the doctor, look, make your arrangements, there's nothing more we can do for you. And 20 years later, these people are still absolutely thriving. They had one woman, I think recently, I heard a talk by Dr. Brian Clement, the director of Hippocrates, and that a woman, I think she was in her 80s, and she had really, really bad osteoporosis. And so they went and took her to the gym, made her work out intensely, and I think in a period of, I can't remember how many weeks it was, but they were able to significantly increase her bone density. I think it was like something like 27 or 37%. I can't remember the exact statistic, but it was a very significant amount for a person that was that old. And so the thing is that most people don't want to go to the gym, they don't want to work out. But if you want to set yourself up for a life that you have incredible health and vitality, you have to lead a lifestyle, because there is no magic cure, there is no magic bullet, and what you need to do is to do little things consistently over a long period of time, and you're going to get really good results. So if you don't feel like walking for 5 miles, walk for 5 minutes a day, every day. Get your body to absorb good quality oxygen. You're going to start to condition your nervous system to have a positive association to it. Because what I see is that most people, especially after Christmas, you'll see all the New Year's resolutioners. And so you go to I've been going to the gym for maybe 10 or 12 years, and what I find is you go back the first 2 weeks in January and the place is absolutely chock-a-block with all these people that go in. They then go in, they push themselves really hard, they make it unpleasant, they associate a lot of pain with it, and then after 2 weeks they're all gone, and then you get the gym back to yourself, which is great. But the thing is it little things done consistently over a long period of time are going to allow you to have energy and to make you feel alive. So if you can, drink approximately 2 to 3 litres of water a day, depending on your body size. Get out in nature, breathe the fresh air, get off the junk like the dairy products, again like meats. Does anybody in here eat chicken? Well, chicken, unless you're eating organically fed, free-range chicken, it's going to be full of growth promoters, antibiotics, steroids and hormones. And so now you'll see boys like as young as 9 that have bigger breasts than the girls, because what they're doing is they're pumping these chickens full of this junk, and then the next thing the children are eating it, and then they're blowing up like balloons. And that stuff is really harmful to the body, and your body reacts to it. The other thing as well is if you're eating, anybody eat fish, right? So if you're going to eat fish, you want to always get wild fish. You never want to eat farm fish. Farm fish as well, not only do they have the antibiotics, the growth promoters, the steroids and the hormones in them, but they also have the colorants in them. And those fish are usually infected with things, they've got growths and tumours, and they're really unhealthy. So if you're out anywhere, you're buying fish, make sure that it is wild and that it's line caught, or it's caught in the sea, and not any farm stuff. And if it's not on the packet, if it doesn't say it's wild, it's most likely going to be farmed. And they do need to tell you, but in a lot of cases, unless it's stuck in the way in the back where you're not going to see it. So you want to make sure that you're only eating wild fish and never eating farm fish. And as a rule, like, people find, nutrition can be a minefield. There's so much information out there, there's so much misinformation out there, and there's so many people who have a vested interest in making sure that you don't find out what's really in your food and what's really happening. And the other thing as well, microwave ovens. Anybody in a microwave oven? So microwave ovens basically obliterate the life force within the food. They get these parts, they basically get the food and they vibrate them at several million times per second. And what happens is that process is still going on after you've eaten the food in your stomach. So the research shows that increases your risk of getting stomach cancer at least 3 times. So if you do have a compulsion and you feel you really need to microwave your food, microwave it and then take it and throw it in the bin, and your body then won't have to process that toxic waste. And they did research a lot of years ago, and they got a dog and they microwaved all of its food and all of its water, and then after 2 weeks the dog died. So and another thing, if you want to do an experiment, if any of you have got plants in your house, microwave the water, let it cool, and pour the microwave water on your plants and see what it does to your plants. I'd say probably within a week to 2 weeks the plant will be dead, because the water is completely dead. There's no life force in it. It's been completely obliterated. And if you want to simplify nutrition, the thing is that the closer the food is to nature, the more beneficial it's going to be to your body. So if you take an organic piece of celery, that food contains, if you can imagine, the life force contains information in that food that can tell you what to do. Your body can tell it what to do with that food. But once you then heat it, it sort of breaks it down a bit more. If you microwave it, it breaks it down even more. And the more it's processed, the more chemicals are added, the less nutritious that food is. And so what you find now is that people are overeating because they're eating to try and get nutrition out of the food, but they're overfed and they're undernourished. And most people end up eating food that doesn't have any nutritional value in it. And so I usually, well, sometimes I'll eat twice a day, but in general I only eat once a day. But I eat this amount of I eat this amount of food that has this amount of nutrition. What most people do is they eat this amount of food that has this amount of nutrition. And so if you're going to eat food, you know, what is the purpose of food? I mean, food is there to nourish your body, and so your body can take it, repair itself and heal itself and do different things, give you energy. But most people only eat food for entertainment. Or they get up and it's like, oh, it's a certain time, it's 9 o'clock or it's 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock, it's time to eat. And most people eat not because they're hungry, either because it's a certain time or because they're bored, and they use food as entertainment. And so this is a really difficult thing to get off, because I was researching a lot, and one of the things that they do, the food scientists do, is they manipulate every single thing about your food. They control the amount of fizzle in any drink, the amount of pop in any food, and they have a thing called dynamic contrast. So they want to control the texture, the taste, and the feel in your mouth, because if it feels a certain way, people are going to eat so much more. And then they also then add things like if anybody eats like processed hams, bacon, or any meats. I mean, if you're going to eat meat, if you can eat like a piece of steak, a piece of pork, or a pure piece of fish, that's fine. But if you're getting things like sausages, I mean, I used to eat sausages before I realised what was in them. And I've got a dog. Sometimes.
This is because she loves sausages.
So sausages. I used to ask the butcher could have some meat for the dog, and then the guy said, he says, "Oh, what meat do we use?" He says, "Oh, go get the sausage meat." And I looked at the meat that he gave me for the dog, it was sausage meat, and it was like foul, like cuts of meat that had been cut off the ends of things, and lots of fat and gristle and stuff. And I just thought, like, it would only be fit for a dog. But what they do then is they add in a chemical called monosodium glutamate, E621, and I wrote about this in the book I'm writing, but basically if you got a piece of dog poo and you put enough MSG in it, you up for the talk, yeah?
Yeah.
On ahead. It's better late than never. Here, grab a few wee seats, Aaron. I'll continue.